What is a virtues pick? I started this up on Facebook, decided to stream it now to different platforms just for the heck of it, see what happens. I'm going to do a virtues pick today. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a random card from my virtues deck. And I am going to just talk about it and, some of the virtues. How do they affect me today? How do they affect me in the future? How are they a weakness? Are they a strength? And then, maybe tie it to business and see what that might look like. So here goes. I'm just going to pick a random card. I'm going to take this one right over here. And today is righteousness. Righteousness is the name of the virtue I'll be talking about today. That's really an interesting one because righteousness has, I think, different implications as well. And as I said, I'm going to just limit this to 3 minutes, so I'm going to go pretty darn quick. So righteousness is living by a code of moral rectitude. It is practicing impeccable integrity in light of what we know is right. We don't allow the fads of the day to sway us from doing the right thing, nor do we stand in judgment of others. Righteousness is one thing, self-righteousness is another. We don't shame ourselves when we get off track. We discern the lesson in the teachable moment and gently call ourselves back to the virtues. We resist being driven by our egos. We choose to be led by our souls. We live a good life. Really interesting because, this idea of righteousness has always plagued me a little bit. We see in politics, we see a lot of self-righteousness, and we see a lot of things done in the name of righteousness. I think even in business, we see this a lot. For me, righteousness, I don't really connect with this word at all. Because for me, it does have some negative connotations. So, it's one thing to say I have a moral tie to something, or I have what I know to be a truth, even though it might be my truth, not necessarily your truth. But righteousness is always a challenge for me because I always equate it to kind of people on the pulpit pumping their chests, condemning other people because they're better and they're more righteous. In business, I see this a lot of times in unionized environments. I see this kind of rhetoric of righteousness, even though it could be a good virtue. In my experience, have always seen it as kind of a difficult virtue to support in many, many ways. I would be really interested because this is this could really be the bane of a really good conversation. In the comments, when you think about the word righteousness, what comes to mind for you? Am I on the right track? Do you have a different perception of the word? Why don't you go ahead and let me know? Go ahead and put it inside the comment box. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on righteousness.